Hi everyone, David Burgess here with Keller Williams Realty. Back today for another video, and we are talking all things building a pool. Firstly, I have to apologise for that very clickbaited thumbnail. Nobody wants to see me with my top off, but I thought it would catch a few people's eyes. But anyway, when I mention the word pool, where I'm from, it doesn't matter if your name is Paul, P-A-U-L, if you're about to pull a door handle, P-U-L-L, or if you're about to jump in one of these, it's all pronounced pool. But anyway, let's talk about all things building a pool as opposed to buying a home with a pool that is already in place. What are the pros and cons of each? And this pool right behind me is actually my neighbour's pool. I saw her leaving this morning while I was looking out the windows, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to sneak around the side of her house as you know, I was hoping the gate would be unlocked, so I just snuck in and yeah, just set up here. So I'm hoping she's not going to come back too soon. Of course, I'm just joking. This is my house and this is my pool that we added in the summer of 2019. So it's been here about 3 months now, and we're all thoroughly enjoying it. My family and I. It's a real pain once it's being constructed, and it isn't much fun when they make a ton of progress in a week and then they don't turn up for another couple of weeks. But we're going to cover the advantages and disadvantages in a second. But this is my little corner of Florida paradise, and I hope you can see me okay, because I was trying to do this video without my shades on, but the sun's just beating down and it's the middle of November. In fact, it's nearly the end of November and it's just a gorgeous day. And yeah, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be in the peak of the day to really enjoy this. We absolutely love coming out here in the mornings and certainly the evenings, you know, in the hot tub and having the TV on and stuff. And it really is just years in the making, and somewhere that personally I just never could have even dreamed of that this would be a home or a similar setup to what I have right here. It really is just Florida paradise and just picturesque Florida, really. Okay, so what are the advantages of building a pool instead of buying a home with a pool already in place? Well, firstly, it gives you a bit more freedom to find a home that may be a bit more for you. Like when we built this home, we very much planned on adding a pool afterwards. We would have added a pool with the builder, but with a lot of communities, the builder actually discourages you from building a pool with them for appraisal purposes, and that is because sometimes you will add a pool and it won't appraise, because obviously, you know, they do drop in value, and that's something I'll move on to as a disadvantage. But the reason we did it this way is because we loved our house. We got an awesome deal on our home to be built. We picked out the lot, and we have the right design for the house. We've got a pool bath door, so we were all geared up to have the pool built on, afterwards. But we did it this way for mainly that reason, that the builder couldn't do it. But also at the time, we're business owners, and income is up and down. We only get paid when we sell a home, so we're not salary based. We're not going to receive a bonus. So it kind of worked in our favour to kind of structure the house payment, and then once things were a little bit more comfortable, we could add the pool on afterwards. But anyway, design, one thing we really did love about the process was sitting down with Tampa Bay pools, and I'm not an advocate for Tampa Bay pools in any way. Like, we go with whoever you choose, but we had a good experience with Tampa Bay pools. But they, actually designing the pool itself, it's a lot harder than you think. Actually, you think, oh, I can easily design a pool, but when you've got to pick out the pavers, and or do you go with travertine? What coping do you want? What effects do you want? Do you want a sheer descent? Do you want a waterfall? Do you want a sun shelf? Do you want a bubbler? I've never done anything like this before, so we really did need that guidance, and they offered us an awesome video, which I'll upload too in the comments below, and it really showed us how the pool would look. and it also shows the background of our house, so exactly how, you know, how much space we would have and all of the features. And it adds a few quirky things like, you know, potted plants and flamingos and stuff that make it look, you know, really awesome. But you know, you can get a really good feel for how it's going to look. And this was right in our budget, or I say right in our budget, it was about $1,000 or $2,000 over. But yeah, you know, in terms of advantages and trying to stay on track, the design and not going for somebody else's design is certainly one of them. And it does add value to your home. Obviously it adds value to your home, but it's also a huge selling feature to the home. I cannot tell you, and I cannot emphasize enough, as a realtor, you know, homes with a pool will sell a lot quicker, and you have a lot more chance of getting top dollar for the home if you have a pool. And that, you know, you may not even use one that much. You may not even, it may not even be at the top of your priorities, you know, in your criteria for a home. Maybe your kids were using it and they've moved on now and you don't need one anymore. But I promise you that if you list your home for sale and next door did exactly the same home and they don't have a pool, and you took the difference for the value of what a pool would cost, your home will sell quicker every single time. And in my experience with working with hundreds and hundreds of buyers over the past 6 years, the 4 homes that sell the quickest and are always in demand are pool homes. They're the homes that have no HOA or CDD and on land. They're the homes that are directly on the water with a dock, and they're the low value single family homes. Those 4 categories of homes will sell quicker than any other home in Florida, always and in any market. So yes, it's you know, added value, but it also adds a big sales feature in adding outdoor space to the home, and also it will always be in demand, because when people buy a Florida home, this is what they envisage when it comes to buying a Florida home. This is what it's going to look like. It's got nobody behind you. It's got, you know, beautiful view and sunsets and a nice outdoor area. Disadvantages. Now, building a pool is very much like buying a brand new car. It devalues very, very quickly. Now, this pool right behind me costs $67,000. That is for everything. That is for the pavers, the oversized pool. That is for the screen. That is for the hot tub. That is for all the pool equipment. And yes, you know, the bare minimum for a pool is going to be about $32,000, and that is just for a very concrete, smaller pool. And honestly, we built a bigger home. We've got a 3,300 square foot home that we put a lot of pride and money into, and you cannot really have a nice home with a really low end pool. So it is, you know, they do have to align. So yes, you know, but the disadvantage is that value will go down, and we're fully aware that will go down. But look, you know, and no financial expert is ever, or advisor is ever going to tell you that it is a good idea from a financial standpoint to build a pool. Go for a home that already has one. But you know, we saw the other side to it in building a home that we really wanted, and adding the pool afterwards. And look, we don't have any car debt, we don't have any other form of debt outside of the house, so it's really just like having a big car payment. That is what it's like, because you only have to put $1,000 down, you know, when you build a pool, and you pay it back monthly. So for us, we saw the value in doing that. Some people just certainly won't, but yes, we certainly did. But carrying on with the disadvantages, the construction process is definitely one of those. And I had many friends that have built a pool, and they said to me, it doesn't matter who you go through, all of the construction guys, you know, they are very much pulled from company to company on a daily basis. So it doesn't matter who you go with, it's going to be very hard to basically have a very smooth process through the construction phase. Now, they had to, we've got quite a spacious lots between us, and they could easily get a digger between the 2 homes, but we very much, you know, had to go to our neighbour, and luckily they're very understanding, and we had to say to them, look, you know, we need to get the diggers down here to, you know, to dig the hole for the pool, and this is going to go on for about 12 weeks. Are you okay with that? They were fine, but it absolutely tore up the neighbours' grass and ours, so we had to replace all of that sod afterwards. And yeah, it's you know, they ended up spraying bits of concrete onto the neighbour's house. They dinged the fence on the other side. So there are little things that really are painful when it comes to the construction process, and it's not easy. And like I said before, you know, they make a ton of progress within a week, and then you won't see them for 2 weeks. You know, like they're and it doesn't matter who you go through with that, they are all the same. And honestly, one reason we went through Tampa Bay Pools is because we really clicked with the sales lady. She was very much listening to what we wanted, and she set realistic expectations with us that it's not a fun process. And we missed a whole summer of being able to sit outside, even on just the grass, and enjoying the patio. It was a complete you know, war zone out here. It was just mud everywhere, and you know, huge trenches, and you know, holes in the yard. It really was messy out here. But is it worth it now? Absolutely, it really, really is, and we love it so much. But on top of that, you know, the added costs that you really don't think about, you know, like I said, it is replacing that grass once it's all ripped up, and then, you know, adding things like the trees and the plants, and yeah, that's another $1,000 or $2 of just nice palm trees and nice plants, and in the corner adding lights and things like that, sort of things you don't really think about. And then of course, you know, you have a wife who cannot just buy second-hand furniture. We have to go and buy brand new furniture for outdoors, you know, because that's just how it is, right? So yes, these are the things that, you know, that are added costs. And of course, maintenance. You know, you've got to be maintaining the pool. You know, if you get a company to come in and do that on a weekly basis, or you do it yourselves, it's a monthly fee. Not to mention the added electricity and the added water expense of running a pool. So you really do have to look into these costs that are in addition. And yeah, so we went from chlorine for the first month, and now we've moved over to salt water, which you have to go through like this kind of pool school twice, where they basically come in and go over all of that with you on how to do it. But for right now, we are pretty much doing everything ourselves and maintaining it, you know, every week or so, basically, in keeping everything where it needs to be. So my advice when it comes to pools is really make sure that you definitely want one first, because you know, I do know many families who say they don't use them too much. I mean, we've got a 10-year-old who is in there like every night, and to be honest, my wife and I use the hot tub more than we do the pool, at this time of year at least anyway. So make sure that you definitely want one, and if cost is really, you know, if you're really up against numbers, and you really are concerned about that, then I definitely recommend buying a home that's already got the pool built. And honestly, when it comes to a pre-owned pool, it's a real lottery of what you're going to get in terms of shape, size, condition. Has it been maintained well? How you know, what is the equipment like? Is it in good working order? I would recommend getting a full inspection with that, you know, if you can, because that's not something they do in a general inspection with Florida real estate. You would have to have a separate pool inspection. But if you are building, or you are looking for a higher end home which is above the average, then I would certainly look into how much adding a pool would cost, and the logistics of how they're going to get in there and actually build it. That is something you will have to consider, and you will have to get on the right side of your neighbours. But yeah, when it comes to building a home, if you can, I would build it through the builder, and there may be a little premium to do that. However, it will certainly save you a lot of headaches. And one thing that is a real plus is that when it comes to actually closing on your home through the builders stipulate that the pool has to be ready. So those pool guys are prioritizing your home above everybody else who is having a home built, and your pool will be built on time with your new home. So that is one thing else to consider. And also, they're going to replace all of the landscaping for you, as opposed to you doing it yourself. So just little things to consider, but I hope this was helpful, and it gives you an insight to what it's like to adding a pool. And I hope you like all the photos that I've uploaded that show the kind of process of what it looked before, and then the phases of digging the hole and adding the gunite, and really just leveling it, and adding add in the Pebble Tech surface, and it really was amazing watching it unfold. And when they said to us, it's going to be 2 weeks, it'll be ready in 2 weeks, we're like, nah, there's no way it can be ready in 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, 6 guys turn up, and boom, it's pretty much ready. So yeah, listen, we absolutely love it. A pool might not be for you whatsoever, but I promise you, it is one of those 4 categories in Florida that will absolutely make the difference when it comes to selling your home in terms of time and in achieving top dollar. So Florida home ownership and resale, keep that in mind. Pool homes, low-end single family homes, homes with no HOA or CDD, and homes that are on the water. Those 4 are always going to be the homes that stand out the most. And if you cannot afford one of those homes, or you don't have one of those homes, think of the features that that the home can have that will really stand out to other homeowners. Is it on a spacious lot? Is it in a nice neighborhood? Is it on a spacious drive? Does it have a long driveway, space between your neighbors? Those kind of things. They're the things that are going to separate you from other homeowners and houses that are in the market. But anyway, I'll leave that for another video at another time. So I hope you found this helpful. Any pool questions, please reach out to me. All of my contact information is below. And as always, if you've got anything just Tampa related or Florida home ownership based, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.